Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Grandma. Happy birthday to you. And
that's
many
very nice.
more.
Oh, well, I'm planning on going into the 20 years. That'll make me 103 because I got to outlive the cats.
Oh, well, yeah, we all have to outlive the cats. Who else is going to take care of them? Merry meet, and welcome back to the Occultorium Historian. I'm your guide, Sapphire, and I will preface and say that if you hear a lot of background noise today, it is because I am currently getting my yard mowed. We have 5 acres, and it's a lot of maintenance, and unfortunately, our lawnmower broke. So, our neighbor has been gracious enough to take care of it, and that is right now. So, I'm not going to fight him on it. I'm actually grateful and super appreciative of it, and I'm watching it happen from my window as I talk to you. Nancy Dangler is my grandmother. She is not originally from California, but she lives there now. She has traveled all across the country at this point, and she spent most of her life as an active historian, researching and writing for newspapers and teaching in schools. She has made a huge difference in her community, whether she knows it or not, and because of her, I have adventured out on my own to become a historian myself. So I wanted to mark this special occasion of it being her birthday and Mother's Day to do something a little special for her. So, without further ado, here's the interview. All right. Well, first, introduce yourself to those who don't know you.
Okay. I wrote a column for the Fairfield Daily Republic, which is in Fairfield, California, for 8 years, a history column. And you can still find them online under the name Nancy Dingler.
All right. And then, how did you become interested in history?
Well, I've always really been a big history buff. But I guess when I got into, when I went to Sac State, I met some history professors that were really great. A woman and 2 men, different classes, and they just really were inspiring.
What was the proudest moment of your career?
When I got my first degree, when I got my bachelor's, when I got my AA, Associate of Arts. I didn't think it was going to happen. And then followed up, I guess it only took me 2 years to get the BA.
Oh, wow.
And sort of anticlimactic compared to how hard it was for me to get the AA. And so I went ahead. I pretty well figured that my major was going to be history to start with. And that's what I got my degree in.
What is it like to study history as a woman, especially when you began?
Well, you have to be stubborn and obstinate and determined, and just and also doesn't hurt to be sweet. and you let people know how interested you are in them and their history, and then you get stories. And I interviewed a lot of wonderful people, and I got a lot of terrific stories, and I managed to make friends with people who were running museums and historical societies who would allow me to go in there and just do research. It's a lot of research.
Well, on the subject of you getting to do a lot of fun stuff, what was your favorite project that you've had a chance to work on?
Believe it or not, because it was such thin material, so little material, it took so much digging and so much research, was on Chief Solano, who the county was named after, who was he was a 7-foot Native American, which is unusual for California natives. So, and I don't know whether he had Marfan syndrome or what, but yeah, he was a very fascinating character, and became a very close friend of Vallejo, the Alcalde of California, and actually had a Mexican land grant.
Chief Solano, I've never even heard of him.
Most people haven't. You have to be from Solano County and see the statue of him standing there raising his hand and then inquire, who is that? And go from there.
Well, now I'm going to have to do some digging because I'm, lived in Solano like I did. Vallejo, is California history your history focus?
Pretty much. I have an overall interest in histories of not only the United States but other countries around the world, because mixed bag ethnically, so I'm interested in just about anything. Mostly, I guess I've boiled it down to I'm very interested in immigrant history, people that have come here and have put down the roots and have established their life here in the United States. But where did they come from? And why did they come from? What were the circumstances under which they came here? So I've always found that to be very fascinating. No one family, except for the indigenous people, were born here. They all came here. Why? Why did they come here? Because early on, that was an arduous task to undertake. I mean, they could have drowned and been killed to come here.
Oh yeah, no, moving here did not come lightly.
No, the first beginning European communities, virtually disappeared. So
yeah. So what we've discussed about already, what lessons from history do you think we're forgetting now in our modern era?
The fact is that they don't study it to start with, is that we are making huge mistakes that if you studied history, you would avoid. And here we are under a fascist government. And it's just unbelievable. We managed to avoid that in the 1930s. We came close, but we avoided it. But here we are and I just keep shaking my head. It's a series of historical events that brought us here. If the women of the DNC had run Bernie instead of insisting on Hillary, we never would have got Trump to start with.
I agree with that one.
This is how it turned out. We ended up with Trump the first time. He tried to stay. That didn't work. I think that I don't think I'm ever going to watch a George Clooney film or anything ever again, because he opened up his big fat mouth, and that's why we get sick with Biden. And you can't change horses in the middle of a race. You just can't. And we did. I think that the Democratic Party, if they had gone ahead like they were starting to do, which they should have been doing all along Biden's 4 years, extolling what he was doing and accomplishing, trying to roll back the crap that had happened the first 4 years under Trump, maybe we would have gotten Biden again.
Fair. Well, speaking of modern events that are going on, how do you feel about the Librarian of Congress being terminated from her position?
Oh, all of it. He's devastating the culture of this country. Anyone who will stand against him, any librarian or teacher, historian, scientist, he's got to get rid of them. Now, he hasn't gone to the lengths what Hitler went to, and that was just send them off to camp and kill them. He hasn't done that. He's just destroying their careers and closing departments and stuff.
I will say, as someone who is getting into the career, it is awfully scary that I'm about to get out of school and I'm potentially walking into nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, with all of this said, what advice, if you could give one piece of advice to a future historian, what would you say?
Find something that you like doing, pursue it. In spite of the obstacles, you may have to do like actors and people in show business and have something that pays the bills while you pursue the history part of it. Because eventually, this era will end. All eras end, and this one will too. And you're young enough to be able, you will see that happen.
That's big advice. Thank you. All right, last question, and then I will let you get ready for your birthday and culture fair that you're going to. What would one thing that you'd want everyone to remember you for, as far as your history work goes?
That I was always honest and as close to the truth as I could find.
I love it. Thank you very much for letting me interview you. I appreciate it, and I hope you have a good, wonderful birthday.
Okay, now, if you want to talk about historical subject or character or something, give me a warning next time, and I'll have all the information for you.
I will. I will tell you right now. Do your homework. I'm gonna call you again next week, and we're gonna have a talk about Vallejo and Chief.
Oh.
And our Chief.
Solon?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, it'll involve Fremont and Kit Carson and President Polk and Senator Bennett, all that stuff.
That's good with me. Educate me.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Tell Dad I said I love you, and happy birthday, Grandma.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Love ya.
Thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with me today while I interviewed Nancy Dingler, my grandmother. What a wonderful historian and woman. Be sure to follow patreon.com/occultoriumhistorian for more deep dives, behind the scenes, and monthly research articles that we go over. Also, on the Patreon for paid members only, I will be dropping our summer theme ahead of time by the end of this month. Be sure to like and subscribe this video. I would love to grow our follower count. Our goal right now is 500. Yes, we are trying to become monetized. Isn't that the goal of YouTube? Be sure to tune in next week. We're going to be diving into some more summery springtime fun, and I've got a couple of big research projects planned. But until next time, stay curious.